All right, so I'm gonna be completely honest. I am struggling. I have been very much challenged in the department of consistency, and it made me think about something that a lot of people talk about in sessions with me and in general on social media, right? And it's this concept of being afraid of success. I hate when people say they are afraid of success because I have never heard someone say, oh my God, I'm afraid for my debt to be paid. I'm afraid to win the lotto. Oh, please don't give me money. I hope I don't get that job. People need to be honest with themselves. We've never uttered these sentiments because they're simply not true. I think it's within our pursuit of success, we are afraid of truly confirming that we are failures. A lot of us struggle with doubts. A lot of us struggle with insecurities, and these vulnerabilities can sometimes create resistance between us and the thing that we really want. We'll tell ourselves we don't think that we're really good enough, or that we're going to be consistent enough, or that people will actually like us, or that this thing will actually sell, or that this will really perform well. We tell ourselves this based on some insecurities that we may have had from things that we may have attempted one time, or maybe even things that people in our family have said about us, right? Maybe it's the fact that we're trying to manifest a life we've literally never had before. So the sheer thought of manifesting the life, it evokes a sense of fear because we are afraid of not actually manifesting it, but seeing all the doubts, all the insecurity, and all the vulnerabilities exposed and made true. The thing is, the doubts and the insecurities right now are fictitious. They're fictitious, but strong enough to keep us very much at a standstill. They're fictitious, but they are impactful enough to keep us from making moves on certain projects, even though we have these great ideas, even though we know that we're pretty great. I can say for myself personally, right? I think I am a very entertaining person. I think I have a great personality. I have a gift of gab. I'm a people person. People love talking to me. I love talking to people. I get along with people very well. And the beautiful thing that happens when it comes to my client relationships is I knock down the walls that people have up so quickly. We begin the rapport building process, and me and my clients start to feel very acquainted very early on. Now, because I think all these wonderful things about myself, why not make content more consistently so that I can get brand deals and, grow a following on YouTube that actually supports my lifestyle? Why can't I get paid to exist as the person I already am, right? And when I think about why I do not take content creating, or rather why I have not taken content creating seriously, it's because I've never seen content creating pay for my bills. But it's funny because as I say that out loud, I'm like, not exactly true. And this is why we have to put our doubts and these negative and invasive and intrusive thoughts on trial. I love to tell my clients, put it on trial. Basically, the concept of putting it on trial means take your doubts, your fears, the vulnerabilities, and the weaknesses that you have, and literally put it on trial. Meaning, create two little lawyer figures in your head. And I know they tell you don't talk to yourself, but I think it's incredibly healthy to do so, especially if it's gonna help you do some high-level processing like this. Create two attorneys, right? One is gonna be on team the weakness is real. The weakness is something we need to pay attention to because the weakness will win. And let the other one be team triumph, okay? Team, this can work. Team optimist, if you will. So to make it more simple, team negative, team optimist, okay? And my team negative is
girl, you have never gotten a brand deal before. You were on YouTube before and the shit didn't work. Yeah, you got a couple follows and a couple likes here and a couple random compliments, but it wasn't sustainable. You were still broke. You were still, in a point where you needed to ask people for money. You still needed a job. It never paid you. So why would you ever try again? Are you serious? Do you really want to feel like a failure and confirm that you suck?
Team negative, right, would continue to go in and be like,
you're not consistent. You've never been consistent. You're going to start and stop. And do you really want to feel like a failure again? Is life not hard enough? Have you not been through enough?
Right? Team optimist is
girlfriend, that time that you were on YouTube, you had people cracking up. People loved your content. Even if it was like a smooth, a couple hundred people that subscribed, they loved your content. They kept up with you. And your recent stretch on TikTok, you did get paid for that. You may not have gotten viral all the time, but no one goes viral every single time on TikTok. The algorithm is screwed to make you feel like you're never going to do enough as a creator, and that's just what they do. But you did get paid. People, as a matter of fact, loved your content so much, they decided to work with you as a therapist and life coach. Are you forgetting that?
And I'm like, okay. So when I take what both opposing counsel is saying, it's me being afraid of something I've never tried before, which is me being just more real and just like reminding myself that I don't have to be perfect. Here's the thing about being afraid of success. The failure is inevitable in the process of obtaining success. This is something I've recognized. When I think about the success that I've had on TikTok, growing it to 40,000 followers and having having my bills paid for by my therapy / life coaching practice, right? That literally 98% of my clients came from TikTok. When I think of that as a success, we're going to use that as a marker, right? I think about the fact that I decided I didn't care whether or not it was perfect. I didn't even graduate and become licensed as a therapist when I started making videos. I just decided I was going to share from what I knew, and I was just going to keep showing up because I knew, based on how my best friend has had success on social media, the number one thing Crystal did was show up. So I told myself, girl, just show up. Who cares? Just show up and just keep going. I didn't always go viral. Sometimes I barely got likes. Sometimes I never got comments. No one shared anything, but I just kept showing up. And what happened is that eventually I would have videos go viral. Then eventually I would get monetized. Then eventually I would actually get paid, for my videos. Sure, it might have been just $80 here, $100 there. And at most, I think one time like $200 or $250, whatever. But it worked because I kept showing up, not because I tried one time and gave up. So sometimes we're being hard on ourselves for something that we've never even done. When did you ever give it your all? That's what the optimist counsel would ask. When have you actually showed up consistently for 6 months doing the thing that you're afraid to do? Because that's the only time you could say it doesn't work. And even when you try and fail, all you learned was a way not to do it. So this is me deciding I am coming back to the YouTube space more consistently. I'm coming back and I'm having fun. I'm coming back and I'm sharing my life the way I want to, like just in a very natural, authentic, this is what's going on and this is what I've learned and I want this to help someone out there too. But I'm just gonna show up consistently. I am starting with this video that took me hours to record. I was like, but it's so natural. Once I hit record, once I see myself and once I start talking, I'm like, and it's like inaction is going to fuel your depression and your anxiety. And action is going to cure your anxiety. All the angst that I had, all the apprehension I had, I'm just kind of like, what the fuck ever now? Because I just decided to quiet my insecurities, put them the fuck away. They're never gonna die completely, but I just decided to put them the fuck away and decided, you know what, just do it. And this is why Nike is the brand that it is because the concept of just doing it plunges you out of thought, which is going to keep you in a space of negotiation with your doubts, negotiation with your fears, until you decide, yeah, I actually am comfortable not doing anything at all. It takes you out of that headspace and into action where you are doing the thing that you know will take you to your dream life. So I'm just deciding, shut the hell up, telling myself, we're done thinking, now it's time to do. Now it is simply time to do. And I'm really proud of myself because I'm 9 minutes into this video and I feel good about just sharing the reality of what I'm experiencing. And I hope at least one person, that'll be my goal. If one person gets value from this video, I'm doing my job. Because eventually the world will catch on to who I am. And then people are gonna binge the content and be like, fuck, she's keeping it so fucking real. She's being real. And over time, not only am I gonna continue to share and evolve and share what I'm learning wisdom-wise, but my content's gonna get better because I'm gonna be so much more focused on giving you exactly what I think is going to be relatable to you, giving you what I think is going to be helpful to you. So to anyone watching, just fucking start. Stop fucking thinking. Give yourself permission to quiet the fuck out of those doubts and just go. Put your doubts and your fears on trial and see what the fuck happens when you actually say things out loud. Because I said that out loud and I was like, actually, you have more evidence for things working out than you do things not working out. You haven't given it your all. And if you can say, I have not emptied the clip, if you could say you have not given 100% of your effort, of your energy into making whatever it is that you're thinking about work, if it's content creating, if it's a business, if it's starting to do music, if it's writing a book, you can't say it didn't work until you actually do it. And not just do it once, but doing it consistently. So here I am. I'm going to make videos for the next 365 days. When it is March 21st of 2026, if I have not made a single penny off of YouTube, if I have not gotten a single brand deal after consistently showing up, and not just showing up, but committing to improving, then I could say, all right, YouTube is not for me. Content creating is not the lane I thought it was for me. And something tells me that is absolutely not going to happen, because in a year of being consistent on YouTube, I got monetized. In a couple years of being consistent on, not on YouTube, on TikTok, in a couple years of being consistent on TikTok, I was able to walk away from the therapy practice that I was working at and be sustained by people just finding me from TikTok and deciding, I love working with you. So I got little pieces of evidence that say, hey, you can actually do this. And I know a lot of you are like, girl, that's a lot of proof. You should know, oh my God, what? Like if you have 40K on TikTok, why would you hesitate to be on YouTube? Different strokes, different folks. Everyone's going to be somewhere different in their journey. The reason it's more of a struggle for me is because I have a best friend that's making content that has had success that I've never seen, that makes me feel like maybe I'm doing something wrong. But when I really look at it nitty gritty wise, she studies her craft. She takes her craft so seriously. She shows up consistently and she commits to evolving, to perfecting her craft, to making every piece of content that she puts out better. I can't say I emptied the clip. I can't say that I've done the things that she's done. I haven't put in the hours to understand the art of making content and making content even better. So if I haven't done that, how can I say it doesn't work? How can I say that I'm not going to be able to achieve the same amount of success that she has, or any content creator that gets brand deals and gets paid, like handsomely from social media has, because I haven't done the same work that they have. So sometimes we need to be real with ourselves and be honest about the fact that we are not putting in the work. We are not emptying the clip. And when I say that, yeah, hopefully you get that. I can't say that I've given it 110%. I can't even say that I've given it 80%. I think when it comes to content, I have given it 25%. And my 25% has kept me very comfortable, except I'm not comfortable with the life I'm living right now. I want a particular kind of lifestyle that's gonna come from a lot more work than I've been putting in. So recognizing that, I'm like, all right, let's go, let's show up. Let's take some of the formula that we use to get the success that we've had on TikTok, bring it to YouTube, and let's just keep going. And more than keep going, let's figure out how to grow as we go so we get better and we do better. So ask yourself, have I emptied the clip? Have I done everything that I can to actually have the success that I say I'm afraid of? Can I just be honest about the fact that I would love the dream life that I dream of? I would love to be able to book a trip without thinking about how much it costs to have the accommodations that I want. I would love to buy the concert tickets that I want. I would love to go to the restaurant that I want to eat at and not worry about whether or not I can afford having dessert. I want to be able to book a trip to go see my best friend and my god baby just because I missed them on a fucking Tuesday. I want that life. And I don't think I'm asking for much, because there are people that are able to do those things. So if them, why not me? If there are people that are able to live this life, if there are people that can board a private jet, if there are people that can go to Milan just because they want to, if there are people that can eat whatever they want, if there are people that can go to the finest Michelin star restaurants, why can't I? There's nothing separating us from our dream life other than the work it takes to achieve it. We are where we are because of the things that we have done up until this point. So obviously we know what to do to have the lives that we have. But when we want something different than the life that we have to do something different than the things that we have done. That means if I've never been consistent on YouTube before, if I've never made the videos before, if I've never studied the art of making great videos, if I've never studied the art of communicating a message before, I'm gonna need to start doing those things to have better content. I'm gonna have to figure out how to level up. And it's not like I have to go from here to the mountaintop in one single leap. It's a progressive journey. And that makes me feel good. That makes me feel like it's achievable. That makes me feel good to know that I'm giving myself 365 days to see $1 come from YouTube instead of figuring, it needs to work by this one video. Fuck that. This video may not perform well. I may come back to this video and be like, well, we see why that didn't perform well. But it's not about one video. It's about showing up and at least making enough attempts to have enough data to figure out why something isn't working. You're not a fuck up. You're not a failure. You're just not putting in enough work. I have not put in enough work to see the returns that other people have seen. But I'm not a mistake. I'm not a failure. I'm not a fuck up. And neither are you. We just aren't putting in the work. We're just not emptying the clip. We're just not exhausting ourselves. I said to someone today, when our heads hit the pillow, we need to feel like, woo, today drained me. I gave today everything I had in the chamber. I need you to think about your portion on today and ask yourself, with the energy that you've been given today, let's say you had 10 units of energy today. How many of it did you give to people? How many of it did you give to yourself? And what is left to think about what's left of your life? What are you doing with that? The fact is, sometimes we give so much to other people, so little to ourselves, and we wonder why we don't have the lives we deserve. Yet we see people very happy because they're getting their portion from us and everyone else that decides to cater to them and whatever they do to cater to themselves. But what does it look like in your life? How devoted are you to your dream life? I can say I want a dream life where I'm having certain benefits and the ability to shop for certain things and go certain places. But what am I doing to actually make that dream life more of reality? Truth is, I wasn't doing anything, but it starts now and it starts today. So this is my promise to myself, putting it out on YouTube, sharing it with the world. This is my journey to having content creating be a major stream of income for me, for living a life on my motherfucking terms, and for doing the healing work, sharing what that looks like with you, hopefully working with a lot of you guys one-on-one so that you can see, progress in your life as well. But this is me just out there. This is me on Front Street sharing what this aspect of my healing journey looks like. I've come a long way in the past 32 years of my life, but now I'm ready for more. I went from homeless to this beautiful loft in Midtown Atlanta, and now I want to experience abundance. It's not enough for me to just be making it every single month. I'm tired of just making my bills every single month. I want to feel good about the money I'm making. I want to feel good about the money I'm spending. I want to have a savings that makes me feel comfortable no matter what the fuck happens to any social media platforms. I need abundance. I want abundance. That's what I want. That's what I'm claiming. So I am going to have the nerve as a Black woman to say that I deserve those things and to go after those things. What are you going to have the nerve to claim for your life? I want to hear what you would like to achieve, what you're believing yourself to achieve in the same 365 span. Mark whatever day it is that you're seeing this video as the day you decide to commit to your dream life and making your dream life your life. Fuck the dream, okay? We are waking up and we are making it manifest into reality, not with wishes and prayers, but with action. Comment down below. Let me know what you're going to devote yourself to accomplishing in the next year. Make it a goal that actually makes sense. I know that in a year and being consistent on YouTube, if I push out at least 4 to 5 videos every single month, I know I'll at least get one client from YouTube. I know I can eventually get another 1,000 subscribers. I believe in myself. I know I can do it if I actually commit to pushing out these videos and to getting better and paying attention to the craft of content creation. I can get it. There's nothing telling me I won't make it. So what are you telling yourself? What excuses are you coming up with? Share it with me down in the comments, because I would love to hear some of the roadblocks that's keeping you from manifesting some of your dreams. And if you need help working one-on-one to kind of unpack why you're having some blocks as to why you aren't doing certain things, I think I'm the perfect person to help you through this. As someone that has worked through a lot of life's woes and traumas, I know that with where I am in life, I can help you. But just comment down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. That's it for now. I'm starting to feel very in my head about what's coming next, so it is now natural for me to stop. Thank you for joining me here on Deeper with Dulce. Until next time, love you, mean it. Bye.